Hello there! In anticipation of the long-awaited final saga of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War, and at the same time you want to get into the hype train for the final saga, but just has no time to watch the entire anime, then let me help you in this video. And not including the filler. And yes, Bleach anime has a filler. In fact, 50% of it consists of filler. Alright then, I'll run through it very quickly. So our main protagonist, Kurosaki Ichigo, is a 15-year-old high school student who has the ability to see spirit. One night, a spirit in black pajamas invaded Ichigo's house. Ichigo then proceeded to give the spirit a kick. The spirit introduced herself as Rukia, as she explains she's a Shinigami, or a Soul Reaper, whose job is to send spirit to a place called Soul Society, basically an afterlife for spirit. But just then, a hollow appeared. A hollow are corrupted spirits who devour the souls of both living and the dead. The hollow kidnaps Ichigo's sister after sensing a strong spirit energy, or Reiatsu. Rukia then intercepts the hollow and managed to save Ichigo's sister, but the hollow Uno reversed back and intercepted Rukia. Badly injured, Rukia makes a suggestion to Ichigo to transfer her power to him. Ichigo accepts and got the big ass sword, or Zanpakuto. With the new Shinigami power, Ichigo took out the hollow with ease. Rukia, now powerless and is stuck in the human world, unable to return back to a Soul Society, makes Ichigo her lackey and make him do her Shinigami job. Fast forward, Ichigo and his family visit the grave of their deceased mother. Ichigo then comes face to face of a hollow who kills his mother, known as Grand Fisher. The Grand Fisher uses the doll body of Ichigo's mother and pierces Ichigo together with the doll, but Ichigo Uno reversed and slashed the Grand Fisher. The Grand Fisher retreated and Ichigo won the fight. Fast forward, two Shinigami, Renji and Belkia, arrive in the human world to capture Rukia for breaking the most forbidden law, that is transferring of Shinigami power to a human. And of course, Ichigo came to the rescue. Renji overpowers Ichigo, but psych! Uno reverses and quickly defeats Renji, and was about to give the finishing blow, but psych! Belkia intercepted with Uno reverse and defeats Ichigo. Powerless, Ichigo can only see Rukia being taken away by the two Shinigami and pass out. Ichigo woke up and was nursed back by Urahara Kisuke. Urahara trains Ichigo by throwing him in a pit to level up his Shinigami power. Ichigo managed to level up, but at the cost of having infected by hollow power. Ichigo then decided to head to Soul Society with his supporter, a healer, a tank, and an archer. And also a cat mascot. 5 of them enter Soul Society but was split up. Here, we will introduce the system of Soul Society. The top dogs wearing white coat are the captain, ranking from 13 to 1, and number 1 being the CEO. And each captain has a vice captain that leads their own squad. The CEO gave the order to get rid of the 5 invaders. Ichigo encounters Ikkaku, a squad from the 11th division, and they fought. After defeating Ikkaku, Ichigo learns the location where Rukia was being held at, and heads there, but finds Renji in his path. After defeating Renji, he learned that Renji was the childhood friend of Rukia. They were once close, but things changed after Rukia was adopted into the Kuchiki family, and turns out Belkia was Rukia's brother. Renji requests Ichigo to save Rukia. During those events, a conspiracy started happening in Soul Society. The 10th captain Toshiro started keep tabs on the 3rd captain Gin after eavesdropping a conversation between the 5th captain Aizen and the recent events that is happening. Fast forward, vice captain of the 5th division Momo found her captain murdered. Suspecting that Gin was the killer, Momo attacks Gin but was stopped by Toshiro. As Ichigo makes his way to Rukia, he was stopped by a captain from the 11th division, Kenpachi. They fought and Kenpachi easily destroyed Ichigo. But psych! Uno reverse. Ichigo unlocks his power after resurrected by Zanpakuto, Zangetsu. Rematch, both of them clash and pass out. Ichigo is nursed back by the cat mascot, and turns out the cat was a Shinigami named Yorichi. Yorichi offers to train Ichigo by unlocking a pay-to-win ability known as Bankai. Oh yeah, and the supporter. Both Tank and Archer got scenes too. Tank fought the 8th captain Kyoraku and lost. Archer fought the 12th captain Mayuri and won, but was defeated by the 9th captain Tosen, a blind swordsman. Toshiro confronted Gin about the murder of the 5th Captain Aizen. They fought but came to a stalemate after the 10th Division Vice Captain intervened. Moving forward, a
coup d'etat
happened and Kenpachi vs Tosen and the 7th Captain Komomaru. Renji plans to rescue Rukia but was stopped by Belkia. They fought and Renji lost against his captain. As Rukia was about to be executed, boom comes Ichigo and sets Rukia free. He throws Rukia to Renji to have him escape with Rukia, while he fights against Belkia. Meanwhile, during the midst of the event, we have the supporting side, Yorichi against the 2nd Captain Soifon, Kyoraku and the 13th Captain Ukitake against the CEO Yamamoto. Overwhelmed by Belkia's Bankai, Ichigo has no choice but to go Bankai too. As they fight, Ichigo Getsuga Tensho Belkia, winning the fight. Belkia abandoned his task in pursuing Rukia since he has lost. But it's not over yet. Toshiro is following the conspiracy that is happening, and when he finally gets to the bottom of the conspiracy, the 5th Captain Aizen was not dead, and he has always been the true villain, not Gin, but Aizen. Aizen's plan was to obtain the Hogokyu inside Rukia that Urahara had hid, and the whole execution was just a plot for Aizen to ascend to godhood as he leaves Soul Society with Gin and Tosen. And that concludes the first saga. So Ichigo and his supporter returns back to the human world after saving Rukia, and now he's a full-time student and part-time Shinigami. Back at school, a new student named Shinji transferred to Ichigo class. We later found out that he's a Visor. A Visor is a Shinigami who has obtained hollow power. Shinji seeks to recruit Ichigo as he too was a Visor after obtaining hollow power when he was training with Urahara during the first saga. So Ichigo was like, "Nah, I'm good," and flies off. Moving on, two Arankara, Yami and Urukura arrives at Karakura town, the hometown of Ichigo, and starts killing people. Chad and Orihime arrives, but gets But fear not, Ichigo arrives, Bankai and Getsuga Tensho.
He stopped moving. I guess he has lost all of his fight.
But no worries, Uno reverse. Yorichi and Urahara arrived to save them. The two Arankara retreated. Oh, right. I forgot to explain what are Arankara. Arankara are basically hollowed that remove their masks and obtain Shinigami power thanks to Aizen. After the battle, Ichigo is feeling depressed but gets the power of speech by Naruto, Rukia. She arrives back in the human world with her own supporter, Renji, Ikaku, Toshiro, Rangiku, and Yamachika to fight against the Arankara. Fast forward, 6 Arankara arrives, Espada number 6, Grimjaw, and the 5 guys. Espada are basically the captain system in Soul Society, but Espada are numbered 1 to 10, with 1 being the strongest and 10 the weakest. Each of them picks their target. Rukia managed to kill one of them, but Grimjaw arrives and destroys both Rukia and Ichigo. As Grimjaw was about to finish Ichigo, Tosen appears to stop him, and inform that the 5 guys he brought are all dead. They both leave, and Ichigo gets to see another day. After that horrible event, Ichigo sought out Shinji, asking him to train him in using the power of Hollow. They fight, they suppress, they train. During the midst of event, Aizen ordered Urukura to bring Orihime, as he had interest in her power of healing. The plan is set to motion, with the Arankara arriving. Grimjaw then proceeds to fight Ichigo. They fought, and with the newfound hollow power Ichigo has obtained, he easily overpowered Grimjaw. At the same time, Urukura proceeds to threaten Orihime that they will kill her friends if she doesn't comply. With the plan set, the Arankara retreated. Orihime was given 12 hours, so she says her goodbye to Ichigo before taken to the Arankara HQ. The next day, Soul Society informed Ichigo that Orihime has sided with the Arankara, but refused to believe it. Ichigo then proceeds to head down to Raccoon Mundo, where the Arankara HQ is. He's then joined by Tang and Archer, as both of them power up with Tang training with Urahara and Archer with his dad. With the help from Urahara, they arrive at Rekumundo and befriended 3 Arankara, Neil, Pesce, and Dondon Chaka. Shortly after, Rukia and Renji joins the trio, and 5 of them with the 3 Arankara heads to Los Noches, with the Arankara HQ base set. 8 of them enter Los Noches but decided to split up. While searching for Orihime, Ichigo comes across an Arankara named Doridoni. Ichigo gets SAGA Tensho and defeats Doridoni with his new hollow power. The supporter side also managed to defeat their opponent, though Chat and Rukia was severely injured. Sensing Rukia Reiatsu fading, Ichigo heads off but was stopped by the 4th Espada, Urukyora. Ichigo has no time to deal with him and goes all out and gets SAGA Tensho Urukyora. But Urukyora easily trashed Ichigo and lets him lay there and die. Moving on, Grimjo kidnapped Orihime, brought her to the half-dead Ichigo. He asked her to heal Ichigo so he can settle the fight with him. With both of them fully healed, they proceed to have a death match, with Ichigo gets SAGA Tensho his ass, winning but refusing to kill him. Just then, 2 Arankara appear, with one of them being an Espada, and mess up Ichigo. But Uno reverse! Kenpachi appears and easily defeated one of the Arankara, and proceed to have a deathmatch with the 5th Espada, Noitora, and won. In the midst of event, Belkia, Mayuri, and the 4th captain Unohara arrived at Rekumundo. Belkia fought against the 7th Espada and won. Mayuri against the 8th Espada and won. Unohara was just there to heal the injured, I guess. After the defeats of most of the Espada, Orihime was kidnapped again by an Arankara. The Arankara brought her to Aizen, explained that he plans to invade Karakura town to acquire 100,000 souls to create a key to the Soul King Palace. But little did he know, when he arrives with Gin and Kaname, the Karakura town was replaced with a fake. The 13th captain was already waiting at the fake Karakura town, ready to stop Aizen, though Aizen already knew and summoned his top 3 Espada. Each captain fought against the Espada. Toshiro against the 3rd Espada, Haribel, Soifun against the 2nd Espada, Baragan, and Kyoraku against the 1st Espada, Stuck. But the captains are getting overwhelmed by the Espada's strong Reiatsu. Just then, the Visor arrives and backs them up. Urukyora stays behind to protect Los Noches, and plans to finish off Orihime as Aizen has no more plans for her. Ichigo then appears. With all the fight he has been through, Ichigo leveled up his hollow power. His Getsuga Tensho managed to push Urukyora. They break the boundaries of Los Noches and Urukyora proceed to go all out and easily destroy Ichigo even with his hollow power, and even put a large hole in his chest, killing him. But you already know what's gonna happen. Uno reverse! Ichigo unlocks full hollow form and defeats Urukyora, with Ichigo going down as well. After getting healed by Orihime, Ichigo heads down but was intercepted by Yami, who reveals that Espada numbers don't go from 1 to 10, but 0 to 9, and Yami was the 0 Espada. He gets help from Kenpachi and Belkia. Belkia told him to head down to Karakura town to stop Aizen, and Ichigo heads to the fake town, while Kenpachi and Belkia take care of Yami. While traveling to the fake Karakura town, Unohara accompanied Ichigo to heal his Reiatsu, and at the same time explains how Aizen's ability works, and that Ichigo might be the only one who can defeat Aizen, since he has not seen Aizen's Zanpato, Kyoka Suigetsu ability, as he is able to perfectly hypnosis and manipulate all 5 senses. Back at the fake town, the Espada was mostly defeated, with the tag team of the Visored. Oh yeah, and Kaname gets killed after he fought with Komomaru and his former vice captain Hisage, or rather, he blows up for overusing his newfound hollow powers. And with that, Ichigo arrives and gets SAGA Tensho Aizen, but fails. The captain and the Visored prepare to help Ichigo, but Aizen easily destroyed them. CEO decided to blow up the whole fake town with the captain to take down Aizen, but was intercepted by an Arankara who was created to fight CEO. and both of them took each other out. With no one left, Ichigo proceeds to fight Aizen. Apparently, Aizen has fused together with the Hokugyu and starts to say some nonsense that Ichigo power-up was all part of his plan. Just before Aizen could finish on what Ichigo's origin is, Ichigo's daddy Ishin arrives, and turns out he was also a Shinigami. Gin arrives to take on Ichigo, and Ishin takes on Aizen. As Ishin is fighting Aizen, Urahara and Yorichi arrives to join the fight, but Aizen awakes his Hokugyu power and defeats all three of them with ease, and heads off with Gin to the real Karakura town, leaving Ichigo hopeless. Ishin then wakes up and uses the speech jutsu on Ichigo to not give up. As they head for the Karakura town, they first need to travel through a dangai. Ishin then used this advantage to unlock Ichigo's final Getsuga Tensho, as in the dangai, time moves very slow, as 1 hour is equal to around 2000 hours in real time. Fast forward, Aizen and Gin arrived at the real town, but Gin in front stabbed Aizen. Apparently, Gin was plotting to kill Aizen this whole time, and it was revealed that Gin was a childhood friend of Rangiku, vice captain of the 10th Division, and Aizen once hurt her. Since that day, Gin has always been planning to kill Aizen, but Aizen unlocks power level 4 and kills Gin. Ichigo arrives after mastering his new power and starts abusing Aizen. Aizen then unlocks power level 5 and Ichigo uses his final Getsuga Tensho, Mugetsu, and destroys Aizen. Urahara arrives and seals Aizen with a new Kido. We learn that the Ichigo power received comes with a high price, and the price is he will lose all his Shinigami power, and is now just a normal human. He says his goodbye to Rukia, and that's the end of the Arankara saga. After losing his Shinigami power, Ichigo is now a normal student, doing odd jobs, since he can't sense or see hollow no more. A client named Ginjo hands him a card, letting Ichigo know that he can assist him. Unknown to him, Ishida was attacked by a mysterious person and puts him in the hospital. Feeling powerless, Ichigo made up his mind and calls Ginjo. They introduce themselves as Execution and tells Ichigo that they can get his Shinigami powers back. As they have power to bring the what I don't know what the hell the power is all about. Basically, just utilize soul power and give it to Ichigo. Turns out, Chad is also part of that group and wants to help Ichigo get his power back. Now begins Ichigo training, but is unable to bring out his full bring power. Then Chad used the speech jutsu, and Ichigo finally brings out his full bring, I guess. Moving on, Ichigo is learning to control his power. Just then, the main antagonist of this arc, Tsukishima, appears and plans to kill Ichigo, but is stopped by Ginjo and the gang. Outnumbered, Tsukishima retreated. Knowing that Tsukishima is after Ichigo, they speed up his training and unlock his complete full bring power. In the midst of event, Tsukishima brainwashed all of Ichigo's family and friends, turning them against Ichigo. Ginjo then informs Ichigo that the gang was also taken out by Tsukishima, but managed to find where he was hiding. They found Tsukishima, but he has brainwashed both Chad and Orihime, forcing Ichigo to fight them. While Ginjo is busy fighting his gang, who is also brainwashed, Ishida arrived on the scene and informed Ichigo that Ginjo was the one who put him in the hospital. Ginjo then stabs Ichigo and absorbs his full bring power, as that was the plan and Tsukishima was working with him from the beginning. Ichigo again lost everything, begs Ginjo to return his power, but no speech jutsu here. Instead, Ichigo gets stabbed at the back. Turns out, Rukia has returned and transferred the Shinigami power to him. Now able to sense Reiatsu, he sees Renji, Byakuya, Toshiro, Kenpachi, and Ikkaku. Nowhere to run, Ginjo gives portion of Ichigo power to his gang, but was instantly destroyed by the Shinigamis. Ichigo then fights Ginjo, and it is revealed that Ginjo was once a part-time Shinigami like Ichigo, and tells him that the people he trusts in Soul Society is deceiving him, the whole time using him as a pawn, like how Ginjo was before. Ichigo just gets Tensho his ass and kills him. The end. And that's it. Ichigo is back and the series ends with a cliffhanger, just until the final saga, which is happening this October. Peace!